Okay, so I thought I would do something a little different in that I'm on a bike trail, and that's when I got a scooter. I use a Razor scooter. I do not drive, just in case anybody knows. I like to save the environment, as they say, as some of the snowflakes say. But there's nothing wrong with that. You can have clean energy, clean air. Everybody rides bikes all day long. Well, nobody's had bike freeways since the 1900s, so we had to start getting used to Model T Fords and Edison's photographs and all that stuff. But anyway, that's not why you called. You want to know what MGTOW means to me. Now, MGTOW, of course, is men going their own fucking way. Now, I'm not Sandman, so I don't go out of my way to make videos about, what women do wrong. I was raised in a very matriarchal family. So matriarch being women. My pop married my mom back in the 1950s, or actually no, the 1960s. So they were born in the 1940s, and they got married at 21 years old, 21, 22, something like that. Okay, and great nature, look at this bridge. I'm crossing a few cities, and they married too young. So what ended up happening was they married too young for their own good, and as a result, they had 6 kids. My 3 sisters, they had between 1965 and 1971. My 2 brothers and I, from 76 to 78. I was born in 78. Now, my sisters were the kinds of women, very cunty when they started out. One sister would hide the other sister's homework. One sister would vie for attention. It's all about what I want, not what the other 2 want, and stuff like that. And it's really a headache. So, to be honest, it was just too much. It was like Cinderella's wicked stepsisters. Oh, mom, it's me, I'm more important. No, mom, it's me, I'm more important. This and that, this pissing match, this like kind of nigger hate and middle finger flipping off, shit throwing. It's like we would be more honest with each other if we just said racial slurs to each other every time we spoke a word, because that's all we were. We just hated each other. So there was a lot of unfounded, disqualified animosity in my family. My dad drank a lot, he smoked a lot. He had worked in factories. He never finished college until he was in his 50s. He still went back to school in his 50s. So, physical abuse, thank God no sexual abuse, but just physical abuse and verbal abuse and mental abuse. You know, as I'm going to say to you females listening in, a man may rape your body, but a family can rape your soul, if there's such a thing as a soul or a spirit. I mean, a family can really rape your soul, tell you you're worthless, tell you you're stupid, that you don't matter, and nothing ever matters. But I'm here to tell you, you do matter. I think because of the physical abuse I suffered for getting bad grades in school, my dad would pull up my ears. He would use a razor strap, a belt. He would throw shoes at me. He gave me a black eye once when I was going to first grade, second grade school. And all kinds of physical abuse. I mean, even when I went to high school, he really, really physically threatened me to do well in school, and it was hard. So I had, as a result of my dad's physical reign of terror, tirade, however you want to call it, I didn't have friends. I didn't have any girlfriends, no friends, no best friends. I didn't have a life outside of that house. I felt like a prisoner, like those kids that were in a cult. I mean, like the parents that put those kids in a cult. You know, the one that Law and Order SVU did a show about, the one where the families all dressed the same. I felt like I was part of a cult. And thank God we weren't. As a Latino family, it's not like that. But it's still, there was a fraction of that evil side of our family. But we never showed that when we met strangers. When we met strangers, it was like, oh, hi, how you doing? Oh, hello, nodding of heads. But behind closed doors, it's a whole other motherfucker, because that's just how it is. But to be honest with you, I just, I rushed into getting into a relationship with women. But luckily, my common sense and my spirituality prevails. And I only got into relationships for about 2 months to 3 months. One woman I dated, she was 22, I was 24. My dad had passed away, and I didn't shed a tear for the bastard. He died of pancreatic cancer, and the girl I was dating, she was always talking about Saul, S-A-U-L, Saul, some friend she knew from college. And it wasn't until this girl I dated in 2002. So she was a college girl like me. I was going to college. I got my associate degree, my bachelor's degree. And she talked about Saul. She was in love with Saul, but then she was dating me, right? So she was like, I was her, what is it called? Rebound. I was a rebound. So what ended up happening was, I find out 8 years later through Facebook that this bitch, this guy that she was, this Saul, was her cousin, her dad's brother's son. That's a fuck you for me, isn't it? And then another woman I dated off of social media, College Club. CollegeClub.com's gone. But when I met this person, she was like white trailer trash. She was into sex too much. It was too much. It was too much of a good thing. I think she wanted to have babies. She was just that simple white trailer trash mindset. That was hard. So I dated a few more times, and eventually I just said, fuck it. I'm not doing this anymore. I had enough. I made some serious mistakes, ones that could come back to bite me in the ass, but I'm going to try to move forward. Everybody has skeletons in their closet. Everybody has things that they've done that they regret, that they wish they can get past. And sometimes you have to find a way to deal with it. But I treated all the females I ever met with respect. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, having the hard life that I grew up, I blame myself for a lot of the things I've done as an adult. But growing up as a kid, my parents being the way they were, my mom would just sit back and let my dad hit me. She wouldn't really get into things. And she was always a perfectionist. Hold on 1 second while somebody passes by. Okay, I just wanted to wait for someone to pass through. So, I guess the moral of the stories are that MGTOW shapes us one way or the other. I didn't decide to go into monk mode until after I tried talking to this one Korean girl. Actually, she's, let's see, in her early 20s, early to mid 20s, Korean from South Korea. But I don't go to other countries. So long distance relationships are a joke. But you try. I mean, the thing is, what's not appealing about a foreign woman that you talk to, and she's not American, but MGTOW have problems with women in other countries. So there's no guarantee of anything. Tom Likas can't help you anymore, So I listen to the Sandman Sunrise hoodies sometimes. The Sunrise hoodie tends to be religious, I think. But I listen to my own voice foremost. And so, I mean, doing stuff like this, going out with nature, this is where it is for me. And I'm really happy to do that. I decided to do this because I've been working on my art and my writing, which you can gladly see on my channel. And yeah, you know what? I'm just trying to get on with my life and move forward. When certain members of my family pass away, I'm gonna, get the fuck out of here and go where I need to go. Now, why don't I go now is basically my story right now is that because of the way my family was, my mom, sitting back and letting my dad hit me, my mom not being a perfectionist, my sisters playing mind games. The only people I had were my brothers, and my brothers all died. And because my brothers died, that's why I'm being considerate. However, I think we got 300 yards. However, how do I say this? The fact is that even though I have bachelor's degrees and associate of arts degrees, I don't have friends. I don't have people in the know. I don't have cliques of friends. So in that instance, I had to go to dead-end jobs. I work terrible jobs for terrible pay. And I say, I think I've had enough of Southern California. I think I've had enough of people mistreating my ass. You know, and you try to find yourself somewhere else. Some people can find themselves in Montana. Some people find themselves in Switzerland or the Netherlands or England or Hungary or Greenland, where you could go hunt fish all day long. All kinds of weird sea life, or Australia or Japan. Sometimes you have to find yourself somewhere. But as a habit now, I don't join groups, I don't join cliques, I don't join cults, I don't join religious groups. I just do for me. I don't take sides. You know, I do what I do. And if somebody fucks with that, then I say fuck you. Just like I said before about when I did the Zombie Boy, when I did the Rick Janess Zombie Boy video, I said basically I'm going to do the things I want. So, you know, it's good to do YouTube videos at home and to do my art and kind of go outside and a little bit, but to really get out there, to really go out and explore other cities. I mean, to not have to deal with people all the time. This is not much. You can tell this is an artificial landscape that mankind has created, and you can see that rubbish over there in front of me. That's just proof of where we are in life. But if you can't get to nature, take a bike trail, go somewhere. You know, look at stuff you haven't seen. I mean, that's the cheapest way to go somewhere without having to really spend a lot of money doing it. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm just using a scooter, as you can see, and getting out there. So MGTOW means to me that I just do what I want to do. And if a woman should ever fall in love with me, that my last name is not hypergamy, and that she sees what I am and who I am and what I do, what I represent. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's what MGTOW should mean to you. Women have to always come last to everything else you do. You know, if you're deathly ill and you don't care, maybe you'll leave her your money. When you die, you can be married to a woman for one day and then pass away. Who knows? We as men now in the 21st century now have to do things differently. There's 7 billion people on this planet. So anyway, enough of my ramblings. I'm going to continue my bike trail. I'm going to go home, drink lots of water, lots of fluids. This is Maestro Drake signing out. Be kind, be cruel, but be you.